forever. Like a lot of these bad teams, Raiders have been bad forever. Bears have been ridiculous forever. And then there's the Niners. And they want to be and are usually in the haves. And now they're a have-not. And they've got a big decision to make, because what you don't want to do is make the wrong decision at quarterback, or you will stay a have-not forever. You make the bad decision there, or you become Dallas when you win when it doesn't matter, and you're never around in January and February to play. And so John Lynch, he is telling you now, we are signing Brock Purdy to a big deal.
What we know about Brock is that he's our guy. We've got, we have interest in Brock being around here for a long, long time. He's done so much for our organization. He's won big games, and had a little tougher task, as we all did this year, with some of the things that happened throughout the course of the year. We just never could string games where we were all together. And through that, he continued to lead. He continued to play at a high level. So we have every interest in him being around.
Okay, so it's really interesting. The Niners used to be a have, and now it looks like, this year they're a have-not. So what we know is the 8 teams that won their division all had the best quarterback. First time I can remember. Do you think Brock Purdy is the kind of guy that will be a best quarterback in a division? I do not. You have to reframe the discussion on Brock Purdy. It has to go from, ooh, look what he's done, to what can he do? Because once he gobbles up a big chunk of the salary, he plays with less talented players. Remember, Jared Goff, before he got paid in L.A., Sean McVay loved him. And then he paid him, and he didn't love him so much. If you ever wonder if you should pay a quarterback, ask yourself one question. What does our rival think? Because Buffalo loved it when Miami paid Tua big boy money. Buffalo loved it. He's 1-8 against the Bills, and he can't play when it's cold. Buffalo loved Tua signing a long-term deal. By the way, the Eagles loved Daniel Jones signing up for more money with the New York Giants.
Okay, this is so insane right now for so many different reasons. I guess we're doing this. Right now in January, leading into the playoffs this weekend. I mean, this is so insane. This is so absurd. First off, how much do the Detroit Lions love Jared Goff? I think they love him a lot. I'm pretty sure they just paid him a massive amount of money, all right, going into this season. Pretty sure the Lions absolutely love Jared Goff. Of course you want to pay your quarterback less money. First off, let's stop pretending like Brock Purdy is saying, give me $70 million right now. I want $280 million all guaranteed, or I'm not playing. Like, we need to stop pretending like that's the energy that Brock Purdy is bringing. So just stop. Just stop. Everyone talks about how brilliant Shanahan is and how great of a GM John Lynch is. And now we're so confident that they're making a mistake with Brock Purdy. We're so confident that the 49ers, who have been consistently great and at the top of the NFL for years and years, not just a small little window, not just with one great quarterback, not with just this one, they just consistently have done it. Consistently. And now you want to say, oh, well, Brock Purdy doesn't look as good when he doesn't have the great weapons around him. That's the same thing for every single quarterback. Has Lamar Jackson looked infinitely better this season than he has last year? What has changed? Is it because he's got a Pro Bowl wide receiver? Is it because he has Derrick Henry? Has Patrick Mahomes' numbers gone down for the last couple of years? Yes or no? What has changed? Does he not have as good as weapons? Has Travis Kelce, is he no longer as great as he once was? Like, what are we doing here? Would have the 49ers won more games if their defense was a bit better? The answer is yes. Like, again, is Brock Purdy as great as Josh Allen? No. Is he as great as Patrick Mahomes? No. Is he as great as a passer as Joe Burrow? No. Does that mean that we make fun of Brock Purdy for having the ability to be a starting quarterback in the NFL? Like, it's just absurd. I understand this whole idea. We constantly want to find the quarterback who can really carry a team and who can really overcome the situation, injuries and whatnot. We don't even got 4 quarterbacks in the NFL that can do that consistently. In fact, we don't have a single quarterback in the NFL that can consistently do that. Everybody wants to point to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs this year as all their injuries. If their defense was 5% worse, then they don't win those games. They don't win those games. The margin of error for the Chiefs was so tiny, so tiny. If they gave up a little bit more points, if they gave up an extra touchdown, an extra field goal, they lose those games. And then are anyone saying that Patrick Mahomes was able to overcome those injuries? No, they would not say that. Patrick Mahomes wasn't even a Pro Bowler this year. Wasn't even a Pro Bowler this season. And yet they still won all those games. So what does that tell you? Was this a great season for Brock Purdy? Absolutely not. Was it a disaster and a mess from an injury perspective? Their starting weapons, they never played a single snap all together at the same time. Not once. Not once. You got second, third, fourth string running backs in there. You got kickers missing field goals. You got kickers not even playing at all. You got backup kickers. You got special teams a mess. The defense a mess. So it's just like to put this all on Brock Purdy just continues to be absurd. Absolutely absurd. So you guys know I don't love and live and die by the stats here. But Brock Purdy with a messy roster was 82.4. Because even when he had some of his players, like Debo, we know Debo's not the same right now. 82.4 is his offensive rating. Patrick Mahomes, 85.8. So you're talking about 3 points. I mean, he's within the range of what a top 10 quarterback is in terms of just the offensive rating. Now, situationally, and this is where the stats don't show it all, situationally, did Brock Purdy need to play better? Absolutely. Undeniable. Was his decision-making as special as it was in years past? It was not. He needed to make better decisions. And that is Brock Purdy's, that is one of Brock Purdy's main superpowers, is his decision-making, being an elite, special decision-maker. I think he did not do as great of a job to do that this season. Could that be because he was trying to overcome too much? Possible. Was it because he was trying to prove that he's worthy of a contract? Possible. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't. That's a conversation that Shanahan and Purdy really only know. And maybe Purdy's wife. Or fiance, whatever it is. So, but again, to just act like the 49ers don't know what they're doing. Like, you talk about the New York Giants. The New York Giants don't know what they're doing. You talk about the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins don't know what they're doing. And you're going to laugh at the 49ers like they don't know what they're doing when they've never shown you that to be the reality. If this was the Panthers, if this was the Giants, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, pre-Dan Quinn, Washington Commanders, the Texans pre-CJ Stroud, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets, then yes, I understand that. But to act like you can just find other quarterbacks that can play like Brock Purdy, that it's just so easy, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. And if Shanahan, and again, there's no way that Lynch is like, we're keeping Purdy, and Shanahan's like, no, we can't. I do not believe that to be the culture of the 49ers and the dynamic between, the players, the coaches, and the guys who, are really signing the checks, who really got the true power. I do not believe that to be the case. I do not believe that to be the case. It appears to me it's very collaborative. It's very Andy Reid and ownership, Philadelphia Eagles ownership. It's very much like, this is what we all need. It's a we, not me, not I. And so if this is what Shanahan's saying, this is what I want, this is the type of quarterback that I want, well, then you trust it. You trust it for at least another 3 years. You trust it for, let's see how this all unfolds. When you give Brock Purdy pieces around him, we can see how special and elite he is. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's an elite quarterback, but he is elite at taking advantage of the roster around him, which, again, there's confusion. People think that when you have a great roster and a great coach that you can just insert any quarterback in there and just magically win. That's not how it works. that is 1000% not how it works in the NFL. Brock Purdy throws a beautiful ball, for the most part, makes high-level decisions, more often than not, way more often than not, throws the right kind of pass at the right kind of time, at the right time, makes the right play at the right time, which again can't be understated, or can't be overstated, can't be emphasized enough. I'm getting lost in my own thoughts. It can't be. You can't overlook the importance of that. You just can't, because we see other quarterbacks not do that. The Dak Prescotts of the world, the Baker Mayfields of the world, even the Jalen Hurtses of the world. Sure, maybe some of these other quarterbacks can do different things, but again, that's why you don't see, like, Joe Burrow does that all the time. Again, making the right throw. Patrick Mahomes. And it's technically the drawback of a Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, that they don't always make those right throws, but they can do other things with their physical skill set, with their bodies, with their legs, their strength, their power. So it kind of balances it out. I think Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is a better passer than Josh Allen. So that's what I'm saying. Like, all of these things are always a collection of various skill sets. So to just try to want to be like, abandon Brock Purdy, or feel like, yeah, this is a home run for the 49ers to sign Brock Purdy. What do you want the 49ers to do? Please tell me. What, are they going to get Shedeur Sanders? Like, I don't understand. Like, what are you imagining that the 49ers can just magically get? It's one thing if this was basketball and it was like, Patrick Mahomes is due to be a free agent this offseason. It's like, yeah, make a play at Patrick Mahomes. I get it. Joe Burrow is a free agent. Joe Burrow is seeking, he wants out. Should the 49ers trade for Joe Burrow? Yeah, they should. Absolutely. But this is the NFL. This isn't the NBA. That's not how this works. All right? Yeah, you're not as trapped to your players in the NFL as you are in the NBA, but you also can't trade stars and draft stars as easily. Not the way it works. It's not the way it works. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what you were expecting Brock Purdy to be able to do this season with these circumstances. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Brock Purdy and the 49ers looking to sign him, and Colin pretty much saying, haha, bad idea? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.